This is evening of Thursday, the 11th day of June 2026. Good evening, everyone. In the year 2014, the month of September 2014, I'm talking about 12 years ago, there was a case when a private jet belonging to Pastor Ayo Orisejafo, a prominent pastor from Delta State, and this pastor, the president then of the Nigerian Christian Association, that is Christian Association of Nigeria, popularly known as CAN. It was seized by South African authorities. The aircraft was intercepted at Lanseria International Airport near Johannesburg, carrying $9.3 million in cash, packed into suitcases. And as at that time, it triggers, the issues of money laundering by pastors and so on and so forth. The airplane was tracked. The plane was registered exactly in the United States of America, not in the name of Pastor Ayo Orisejafo or his church. But the plane was registered through American company and it was handed over to his church, the church of Mr. Ayo Orisejafo. And the plane was registered as a non-profit plane. I will explain that better. A non-profit plane is like a plane registered that this plane is not going to do commercial something. It is for church. It is for evangelism. So that kind of plane does not pay for taxis and all those things. Maybe you will only pay a parking space at the airport. And that parking space, you will not pay like a commercial flight. So they treat you as a non-profit organization, as something that belongs to church. But the plane was used to transport money, millions of dollars, to South Africa, and it was pounded in South Africa. Now, there is issue trending. I've done 2 videos about it, about the plane that landed on the second Niger Bridge Road, Ibuzo, just few kilometers to the international airport in Asaba, Delta State. So we have done a lot of investigation about the plane. And the first video I did, I told you people the details of the plane, where the plane was registered, the company that registered the plane, and so on and so forth. The name of even the pilot that drove that fly the plane that day, and so on and so forth. Now, another investigation has emerged. Just as the plane of Pastor Ayo Orisejafo was not registered in his name, this private jet was not registered in the name of Dunamis Church or Dr. Paul Eneche. Now, I am coming. It is too early to point accusing finger. Now, the information available now, after so many research, because even though the plane was registered in America, it was registered by American company as I released the very first day, but it was handed over to person in Nigeria. So the plane cannot operate in Nigeria if there is nobody managing it. So who owns the plane in Nigeria? That is the point we are now. Now, the intel revealed that the aircraft in Asaba incident linked to Dunamis Church as federal government arrest overage pilot. The pilot has been arrested. The private aircraft that landed on a road in Ogwashuku area near Asaba. By the way, not Ogwashuku area. That territory is Ibuzo in Asaba. Close to Asaba, sorry. Delta State. On Wednesday, is owned by Dunamis International Gospel Center. Sources in the known informed that the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has established that the aircraft was registered in the US, just like I told you people the day this issue happened, in the name of a company, and was handed over to Dunamis Church, okay, whose senior pastor is Dr. Paul Eneche. It was brought into Nigeria to operate as a non-commercial flight, PNCF permit. Do you remember from the beginning of this video that I explained something for you about non-commercial flight of Pastor Ayo Orisejafo, and it was used for money laundering? This simply was registered as non-commercial permit. So the permit they give you is for non-commercial. It must not be used to board passengers. It must not be used to do anything money. It has to do with the gospel and the gospel alone. You are a pastor. You are flying to Kano, from Kano to Ghana, from Ghana, preaching the word of God. So I think you need a private jet. So the government make it easier for you. Register your private jet with a permit that you are not going to be paying taxes like the commercial flights. So under this 10, according to the aviation rules, it is not supposed to be used as private charter, but this condition is now believed to have been violated. However, nobody knows if the people they carry inside, whether they pay for the flight, whether it was for free or they use it for another thing. Now, this is where I'm going to come in. In that 2014 September, I remember that time I don't have tools to do research, okay? I remember, that information that came that IO Researcher was not aware, the church was not aware. So there is a board that manage the plane. So they created a special board that managed the church plane. So this board were responsible for doing that. And the church was not aware. Pastor Researcher was not aware. Is that the same case with Dunamis Church? Maybe Pastor Paul Eneche is not aware. The church is not aware. But the people managing the plane, the department, okay, they create a department to manage transport affairs. Some of the big churches have department by department. Department of this, department of welfare, department of transport. So the people who are now in charge of the department of transport, maybe Dunamis Church has like 3-4 planes, private jets, and they know that this one is the one Oga is using. They may be illegally violating even the church rules, using it to transport things. And that could include drugs, weapons, and so many other things. That could include drugs, weapons, and so many other things. So they can violate it because they are doing it illegally. They want the money. So that is one side. But another side is this. When it happened, they will not care whether it is the church, whether the church is aware, whether the pastor is aware, whether this or whether that. What they know is that this plane was registered in the US. It was registered for you, Dunamis. Hello? Why is your plane this? Why is your plane this? That was what they said about a researcher for them. That time they said, oh, this is what pastors are doing. Pastors are doing. I'm not saying they are not doing it. I'm not saying they are doing it. Okay? I'm not saying they are not doing it. I'm not saying they are doing it. I only talk what I know. I don't talk what I don't know. So this issue now, it has been established that the plane was registered in the US. Everything was done in the US. It was handed over, or it was registered for Dunamis Church that Pastor Paul Eneche owns. Now, the question remains, what was the mission of the plane? To board, they boarded some persons that they dropped at Asaba, right? That they dropped there. After dropping it there, the plane flew back. So, there is a problem here. There is a big problem. And as time goes on, I believe more and more, you see the way the thing is unfolding. It is unfolding little by little, and we are now understanding the details, and we'll see it to the end. Maybe the pilot will say more things that is important that we should know. Maybe the pilot will tell them that there is nothing. It's just a mistake. That is a costly mistake to say if it is a mistake. Or maybe the pilot will even tell us what we don't know at all. I don't know. But this is what we know at this moment, okay? This is what we know at this moment. So if you did not watch the first video I made about this, you can go back to watch it. If you didn't watch the second video I made about this, you can go and watch it. So it's just like part 1, part 2, part 3. In the part 1, the first video, I talk about the registration of the plane, the company that registered it, where it was registered, and so on and so forth. Okay. The second one, we talk about, the issue of seizing the plane, they seize the plane, and so on and so forth. This third one now is that the pilot has been arrested and the thing has been linked to Dunamis Church. This is where we are. So we don't know what could unfold tomorrow. Stay with me. Then, this is out of this video. Please, if you have been a victim of all these kidnappers, terrorists, or they have sent you an account number, or they have sent you a phone number. Maybe the account number is OP, all those things, it's a phone number. Please kindly send them to me, okay? When you go to the description of this channel, not this video, of this channel, my email address, my phone number, WhatsApp only is there. So you can send it to me. It is urgent as you can think, as soon as possible. If you have any number, some of them paraded their number on TikTok before and so on and so forth. So if you have any number of these terrorists, either you have been victim, anyhow, you can get them, send them to me. It is of a great importance. We need them. We need them as urgent as possible. Okay. Please consider it as a favor to me and as a help to your fellow human beings. So please send them to me. I repeat, my WhatsApp number where you are going to send it. If you go to the description of this channel, not this video, you will find my email address and the number there. It is very, very important, please. Thank you.